This is Lisa Gutierrez, and this is my PowerPoint presentation of the Organizational and Personal Development Plan. The objective of this presentation is to explain the synopsis of outcomes, discuss employee strengths, define proposed plans, describe the recommendations to leadership, and evaluate the application of knowledge gained. For the synopsis of outcomes, the job description was something that needed to be worked on. In order to have a better outcome from current practices, the organization must have a clear picture of what needs to be done. The first step in creating a clear job description with job functions, making sure the medical assistant knows what they need to do and the education required to perform their tasks is key and the first step. The selection process is also important. This process involves pre-screening, pre-employment testing, interviewing and selecting the right candidate for the medical assistant position, having a certification in medical assisting, basic life support, and educational requirements is the first part of the pre-screening process. These steps are important in getting the right candidate. Hiring the wrong person can have a negative impact on the department and employee morale. The synopsis of outcomes with development. So another important factor for success in developing staff is in developing staff. It is important to develop staff in order to better build the organization. Developing medical assistants so they can perform their best work by having clinical ladders so they can understand where their education can take them. Having the clinical staff understand the importance of their performance appraisals. Using the right tools like competencies can empower the medical team and help them perform. Competencies and training must also be personalized to the individual role. Employees that do not receive proper training can help them improve and are more likely to distrust the fairness of the manager or organization. Employees must feel there is an even workload distribution. Giving personalized comments and recommendations will have the employee feel valued. These steps can be developed and staff can perform at their peak. The synopsis of outcomes with leveraging human capital, the team approach, effective communication, responsive, and job function. Working with a current organization, it is embedded that leaders should want to see the employees are meeting their goals. It is important to be able to have teamwork and critical thinking skills. There are numerous key performance indicators. These areas of attention address key areas of operations. Teamwork, communication, customer service, and job functions are key performance indicators. Working in healthcare requires a team approach. Having teamwork and working effectively together on projects is seen as strong and cohesive. Being supportive of your coworkers, sharing credit, brainstorming ideas with the team, and volunteering on team projects is seen as teamwork. Effective communication is an important part of everyone's job. Having effective communication means it should be clear whether it is written or verbal. Being responsive and having timely follow-up towards one's colleagues, managers, and customer service and patients. Being responsive, polite, and professional is an indicator that one is delivering with customer service. Job function is another performance indicator that contributes to an employee performance. Examples are paying attention to detail, time management, multitasking, consistency, and creativity. So there are some pros and cons to the organization. Right now, some cons are the current job description because it is vague. Medical assistant should be based on the years of experience as well. The selection process is also a con because having education is a good requirement, being able to hire employees and have them get their educational requirements with the organization can help retain staff. Performance appraisals are short and sweet in the current fashion, but they should allow for some flexibility for coaching opportunities and advancement. Now, in order for employees to develop their strengths, the organization needs to invest in leaders that want to coach. Being available for the staff and meeting quarterly to develop their goals can bring out strengths. Setting short-term and long-term goals that are realistic to encourage growth is good for the employee. As a nurse, I encourage any medical assistant that is looking into nursing school or medical school. I give them a flexible schedule that is inclusive to to learning. The more education one has, the better they can perform. Now for the proposed plan. In order to improve and get quality candidates, organizations should expand their job search by not being so rigid with requirements. Allow for some flexibility with experience and degrees. Yes, education is important, but allow candidates, once employed, to get their certifications within a certain time frame. Because the employer gave them time to get their education, the employee must give back by staying in their position the required amount of time. Currently, the organization could be missing out on great employees because of rigidity. Allow medical assistants to have their own clinical ladder for development. For example, to have them become certified translators to assist physicians with their patients. It helps with clarity and communication. Now that was the proposed plan. Now, some knowledge that was gained. Being a nurse manager, I learned that I needed to be patient, kind, flexible, and a leader. Working with nurses and medical assistants, I realized I must be patient and listen. I was hired to observe and make changes. The environment was not friendly. It was rigid and cold. There was no recognition. Staff did not get the time off desired. People were leaving and not staying. The culture needed change in order to retain their employees. I learned to be patient, that change does not happen overnight. Being kind goes a long way. Flexibility in hours, thinking outside of the box, and not being rigid can help employees learn and earn trust. Being a leader is not just following rules, but developing them and molding them to the staff. I want the best for my employees, caring about their well-being, making sure they are not burned out, helping them develop their goals will help them perform and bring out their best work. Any questions? Thank you for your time.